off in a way in that trade. And I remember all he brought to the gym, T, was like a white knapsack with a pair of shoes, a couple of shirts, and I mean, that was it. He was a guy a long way from home.
All right, our thanks to Craig Bolerjack, Thurl Bailey, and Kristen Kenny. Jazz win it. Let's go live to Milwaukee, where Giannis Antetokounmpo is speaking live to the media.
2 minutes during the game, I didn't hurt in the eye. Probably feel better, but it's good to be out there. Good to go out there, have fun with my teammates, compete, just play basketball again.
Jim Ozarski.
Yeah, I guess inadvertent elbows and things like that are going to happen. But I mean, just when that went down, what was your first thoughts? And then in the side, were you hoping to get out, or did you think maybe you might sit out the rest of the game at least to heal now?
Yeah, we're not doing that again. No, I knew I got hurt badly because I couldn't open my eye. But like once I got back to the locker room and the doctor checked my eye, I felt good, and I wanted to go back out there and play. It's the first game of the season. I only played just 2 minutes and sit the rest of the game out. And I decided to, go out there, continue, play for my teammates, and just enjoy this first game.
Along those lines, what did you think about the run that you guys had as starters? I think 25 minutes total. How did you feel it went with, especially working in Drew, DJ, some of these newer guys?
I think a guy like DJ, Bobby, Drew, everybody did a great job. Obviously, we didn't win the game, but we've practiced 4 times together, and obviously we're going to be rusty. Obviously, the chemistry we've got to build up to how we play the chemistry, but we got to keep working on ourselves. We did some good things. We did things that we didn't do so well, but we're going to go back, watch the tape, improve practice tomorrow, and come back on Monday, and hopefully we can be better. But it's good to be out there. It's good to play with these guys. I've had to win games with these guys.
Eric, name.
I'm curious, what did you think getting to watch Bobby for the first time? He feels like someone that plays in a way that you would like with the high energy, grabbing rebounds, sprinting down the middle of the floor. It feels like that would be like kind of like right up your alley, kind of the way that you like to play.
I love it. Plays the right way, he plays hard, he competes, can knock down shots, go for the first rebounds, he guards his own man. He's amazing. He's going to keep getting better for us. We need him to do all these things. His energy is always high, and I love that about him. And we're definitely going to need him moving forward a lot.
And then for you, I know at the start of the game you get smacked in the eye, and it isn't going the way you're going. And then you have this second quarter where I think you kind of find your flow a little bit. Just what was it like to play with some of the new point guards? I know DJ found you for that lob. I know Drew found you a couple times. Like, what was it like to play with some of those new guys? And I mean, by the end, you end up scoring 25 points. Like, it had to feel pretty good by the time you got into it by the end of the first half.
It was good. Obviously, we gotta find our chemistry. DJ and Drew, and it's okay. We've played we've had 5 practices so far. But it's good to play with these guys. They play the right way. I know they're going to find me. Come back in the second quarter, feel good. Feel better, actually. But, first game, since the bubble, obviously everybody's rusty. I was rusty, for sure. But I was able to get my rhythm a little bit in the second quarter.
Zora Stevenson.
Coach keeps talking about DJ Wilson and how he's performing in practice tonight that transferred to the game. What stands out about what you're seeing from DJ Wilson in training camp?
Playing the right way. The right nice coverage is really high. And he's going to keep it that way. We will help him keep it that way. We need DJ. We need him to step up. We need him to play, get on the court. We need him to knock down shots, play hard, play with energy. He got the talent. As a teammate, we trust him even more. Coach trusts him even more this year, and he's going to be really good for us.
There's Giannis Antetokounmpo live speaking to the media via Zoom in Milwaukee. Giannis and the Bucks lose their preseason opener tonight. Giannis, though, pretty solid even after getting an elbow to the eye, which required him to leave the game for a few moments. In just over 25 minutes of action, Giannis 25 points and 10 rebounds. Luka Doncic tonight 13 points in 16 minutes for the Dallas Mavericks. We welcome you into Studio B here in Atlanta. NBA TV's coverage of a 7-game schedule around the NBA on this Saturday night. NBA champ Steve Smith, I'm Jared Greenberg. Get some highlights in a couple of moments. But what's your reaction here to seeing the two-time MVP back on the court, the defensive player of the year back on the court amidst all this conversation about his contract, and there he goes out and comes back into a preseason game after getting knocked in the eye.
It was good to see that he was okay. He got a chance to return. He still puts up those unbelievable numbers, 25 points, 10 rebounds. Got a chance to see Bobby Portis, another high-energy guy that could go along with him pretty well because Bobby's one of those guys that plays so hard. That'll go well with the Giannis. But it comes down to right now, in preseason, you definitely want to see how the Milwaukee Bucks look, but we're waiting for that date to see if he signs.
Is it with Drew Holiday coming in, Eric Bledsoe and George Hill leaving, and some other role players getting switched in and out, is Milwaukee still the favorite to win the East in your mind?
I think so. I mean, it's going to take some time for DJ Augustine and Drew Holiday and some of those guys to get on board, but they still have Giannis. I mean, he's just one of those guys. And Chris Middleton, let's not forget him. I think another year of playing with Giannis gets those two guys on the same page, Brook Lopez, because they kind of got their core together. Drew Holiday and DJ Augustine is definitely going to help, different than George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. But I think it's going to come down to now is who else can they develop off that bench? DiVincenzo, Connaughton, some of those guys. Who else can step up at that next level? DJ Wilson played tonight. Yeah. He might be one of those guys.
Bryn Forbes, sneaky signing by the Milwaukee Bucks this year. Final tonight from San Francisco. The Warriors had not played in 277 days. This is just the preseason game, but they'll take the victory. Steph Curry played just over 21 minutes, had 10 points. Also saw a starting lineup with not just Curry, but Oubre and Andrew Wiggins. Remember, Draymond Green and Jonathan Wiseman did not play tonight. They get the win over the Denver Nuggets, who went to the Western Conference Finals. Let's hear from Steve Kerr, who's at the podium speaking with the media.
Hi, everybody. Who wants to start?
Hi, Steve. Gareth Burke, NBC Sports Bay Area. What did you think of the spirit on defense tonight?
That was the highlight of the game for me, was just the way we defended from the very beginning of the game, the activity level, the energy. We were flying around out there, and I thought that set a really good tone. I think we have a chance to be an excellent defensive team. Really excited, and obviously Draymond and James aren't out there yet. And but when you think about the length and athleticism that we can put out there, if we play with activity and energy, we can be really good.
What do you think of what Bazemore and Wanamaker give you together, too, kind of as like a bench combo?
Yeah, I mean, I thought in that first half, both guys were really good. You know, Brad has a nice way about him. He just kind of settles the game down, and Baze is he's a kind of a wild card. You know, he can make 3 or 4 plays in a row. You know, a bucket, a steal, a knockdown, a 3. He's a streaky player, but you know, he can be really effective. So I liked seeing them together, and next week we'll probably work a little bit more on you know, what that second unit might look like. But I think those two guys are clearly going to be in it.
Michael Mulder made his first 3 3-pointers, had those 2 free throws late in the game. What did you think about his night overall?
Well, Mike is a really, really good player. He showed that last year when he came up late in the season, and obviously his shooting is important to us. We need as much shooting as we can get. So he hit a couple big ones when Denver made that run in the second half. Damian Lee made a big one. You know, Jordan Poole played well for us. So I like the effort from all those guys.
Steve, it looks like you're going to have a 15-man active rotation or active per game. Will that affect your rotation at all, you think?
No, it'll just make things easier in terms of, before the game, for the last, since I've been coaching, you have to make a decision on who's active, who's not. And if you have 15 healthy bodies, you got to tell two guys that are not suiting up. That's no fun. So I think it's great. We're going to, obviously carry 15. And so for all 15 to be able to suit up is a big deal.
Steve, everybody was knocking off some rust, understandably so, but specific to Steph, what did you think of seeing him out there again and how he performed?
Well, it's always just great to see him out on the floor. And I think he looks really good physically. That's the main thing. He worked so hard in the off season, and he's in great shape. And now it's just a matter of getting his timing and his rhythm down. But he's definitely a sight for sore eyes.
Hi, Steve. Carlos Ramirez from NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Was there anything that surprised you from your team or amazed you tonight?
No, this is kind of what I expected, Carlos. We've only had 5-6 days since camp started. We think we can build a good defense right away. And I think offense is going to take a little longer. It always does when you have a new team. So we've got to figure out, what we're going to do offensively, who we're going to play together, that sort of thing. But in the meantime, if we're defending and getting stops, we can get out and run and score, 61 points like we did in the first half, just off of effort and energy. So I'm excited. I think we're going to get a lot better as the season goes on. And this was a good start for us, a good week and a good first exhibition game.
Steve, you guys took 40 3-pointers tonight. That's almost 9 more than what you guys took on average last year. Was that the point of emphasis going into the game, or is that more of what the Nuggets were giving you?
No, the emphasis in camp has been our spacing. We're just trying to get space behind the 3-point line a little bit better than we have in the past. And if we do that, we're naturally going to fall into more threes. So I'm fine with it. It's kind of it lends itself well to our team, not necessarily because we're a great 3-point shooting team, but because we're athletic. That floor spacing opens up the court for a lot of guys who can get to the rim. And so if we're taking a lot of threes, generally that means they're going to be open. We're not going to take many challenged ones. So open shots are good shots. That's how I look at it.
Steph is such a unique player, the way he runs off ball, some of the stuff he does. How long in your experience does it take guys who haven't played with Steph to learn, that ecosystem essentially?
Yeah, it takes time for sure. He's so unique. There's nobody like him in the NBA, nobody who can play on and off the ball at that level and who creates that kind of havoc. And so I think with most players who come in, they're not used to the second half of the possession. They're sort of used to whatever the pattern is in the beginning. But as soon as maybe Steph gives up the ball, that's when the action really starts, the way we play. And that's the tricky part for guys to figure out. So Steph's movement off the ball in the latter part of every possession is really key for us. And that's where all the new guys have to figure out what their roles are.
All right, that's Steve Kerr after the Warriors win in their preseason opener. Just about 3 weeks since finding out the news that Klay Thompson would miss the year. They draft James Wiseman with the number 2 pick. He did not play tonight. And you hear how Steve Kerr was answering questions about trying to be more athletic, trying to get this group with a lot of new players to get to know one another with only 5 or 6 practices so far.
But he was extremely happy, and we got a chance to see their defense. Kelly Oubre is a good one-on-one defender. Wiggins is a good one-on-one defender. And he was talking about the Golden State Warriors, about their defense without Draymond Green and the rim protector in James Wiseman. So that's a good sign for the Golden State Warriors. Yes, their offense has to come, and they're definitely going to miss Klay Thompson. But once they get that rhythm and they get that ball moving, guys been able to knock down shots. I thought last year was huge because they were missing Draymond and Steph and Klay at times. But those second-unit guys and new guys got a chance to play a lot of minutes, and a lot of those guys will be coming off the bench right now and give them a big boost.
Forced Denver into 18 turnovers. That resulted into 20 Golden State points tonight. Do you expect once James Wiseman gets acclimated that he'll be a starter with this team, or does Steve Kerr bring him along slowly?
You know, I think they'll probably bring him along slowly just because now he's missed some time of being able to be in camp, obviously him with Draymond Green. But I think if you start to look the way they play, you imagine a high pick and roll with Wiseman diving, whether that's Draymond or Steph getting him easy looks. But once he dives, he takes 2 or 3 people. Now you get open shots from the wings and corner from the three-point shooter. So now they have some more athleticism, like Steve Kerr has alluded to. They also got a chance to draft and get some guys that have some athleticism. They'll be able to get a chance to run up and down and also get points in the paint where they were lacking at a little bit.
We'll have highlights of this game. Nikola Jokic had 26. You want to see what he did. Plus, we'll show you 20 points, 11 assists in just 25 minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. didn't play. Brandon Clark's got the groin. He didn't play. Karl Anthony Towns, 13 points. D'Angelo Russell, 14 points. Just the second game they ever played together. Remember, last year, limited to just one game after the D'Lo trade. Let's talk a little more about Ja Morant here, Smitty.
What I love about him is, you know, he's explosive. But the thing is, he has this passion for winning. He has this passion for making his teammates better. You know, it was an all-star game. You saw that all-star rookie sophomore game where he was locked in, ready to win, and got a chance to watch him and walking through halftime. That kid was all focus.
Yeah, I interviewed him at halftime. His team was down at the half, and he says, we've got something for him in the second half, and sure enough.
And then you got a chance to see him against Portland and the bubble. Yep. He just competes. His jump shot's gotten better. The sky's the limit.
Ja Morant earning 99 of the potential 100 first-place votes for Rookie of the Year last season. The $120 million man. Gordon Hayward is a Charlotte Hornet after time with the Utah Jazz and then a couple of years with the Celtics. Often injured. Certainly can score the ball when he's on the court. What will he provide the Charlotte Hornets, who also had LaMelo Ball, who is making his NBA debut. Ball, the third pick in the draft, coming off the bench. Here's Gordon Hayward.
That's his patented move, being able to use his body. He drives hard, shoots the three well, and he has a nice mid-range game.
And that cut looking fresh. 11 points, 4 of 8 for Hayward in 19 minutes. Here's Pascal Siakam for the Toronto/Tampa Raptors. Siakam just 3 of 10 from the field. Terrence Davis misses. LaMelo grabs the rebound.
I mean, this kid is exciting. And this is round the back right on the dime. He led Miles Bridges to the hoop.
How would you like some more of Miles Bridges, Smitty?
Watch this. Whoa! That's a Spartan dog right there.
Get up and get him. Wow. Miles Bridges. Then LaMelo drives, and check out the pass again by Ball. He had 10 assists in the game. He was 0 of 5 from the field in 16 minutes. Should mention for the Raptors, Lowry did not play. He also will not play Monday when these same two teams get together in Charlotte. Lowry is on the city in San Antonio. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he got the keys now, Smitty, to this OKC squad.
I just love his game. He's so smooth. And having the basketball, like you said, in his hands, he's going to have to lead this team. I know he learned a lot from Chris Paul.
How about the Bucknell legend, Mike Muscala, quarter 3, and then the jumper. He had 18 points. Well, I got to love the Patriot League. Back to SGA. He had 12 points and 4 assists. It was 73-58 at the break. OKC up big.
LaMarcus.
Yep, they said he's going to shoot more threes this year. He had 14.6 rebounds. Jakob Poeltl to the old fella, Patty Mills.
Patty Mills is still being able to shoot the basketball, still has a whole bunch of energy.
17th pick of the draft, Alexei Pukachevsky. He had 14 and 8.
He's shooting it.
OKC wins at 121-108. Devin Vassell, the 11th pick in the draft for the Spurs. He had 12 points. Mention LaMarcus Aldridge. Greg Popovich talked about it. He's going to shoot more threes this year, and he wants to. He was 3 of 10 from downtown, but he did go for 14 points. Let's take you out to Cleveland, Indiana, and the Cavs. The 5th pick of the draft, Isaac Okoro. He didn't think he'd have a pro debut like this one. Look at this. Drummond the block and Okoro the lay-in.
Well, he's old school. The one thing is you don't have to call plays for him. Jared watched him here in high school in Atlanta. He's going to run the court. He's going to do whatever it takes. A good sign to see Sabonis back in the Pacers uniform.
That's right. Early in the bubble, the foot injury cost him the playoffs. Jetty Osman, the 3. He had 23 points. Cleveland looked like they were in decent shape. And check out Isaac Okoro. The 3 goes off in the 4th quarter for 16 of his 18 points. Thon
Shoot
Maker.
the 3, young fella.
That's right. Okoro knocks it down. And then check this out. Game tied under 5 seconds. Okoro the lay-in and 1. He makes the free throw, and that's the game winner in his pro debut. Isaac Okoro gets 16 4th quarter points, including the final 3 to win it. By the way, Andre Drummond and Kevin Love each played about 14 plus minutes combined, 3 of 8 points. But the story in this one is the number 5 pick in the draft.
Coming into the game, you had a little jitters. This is my first NBA game, but my teammates gave me the confidence by just telling me to shoot the ball when I'm open. I was overthinking it a lot during the first half, but they gave me the confidence to come in the second half and just shoot it and just play my game.
Isaac, I'm sure this is a bit prophetic because you were talking about your highlight in camp was hitting the game winner, the step back 3, and everyone was celebrating you. And now you hit the game winner in this game. How can you describe how important it is for you guys to stay together, but also the support that you're getting from these guys to take those big shots?